Yo! Video games.
What up, dudes? It's Matt here from YoVideogames. With most of the big third-party publisher predictions out of the way, let's talk about the first parties. Microsoft has had a pretty rough time getting the Xbone off the ground against rival Sony. But hey, they barely outsold it in April! Yay? As for things you actually care about, well, Microsoft has hinted that they want to focus more on their first-party offerings rather than their sweet hookups with multi-platform affairs. It's a good strategy, as those COD exclusives probably aren't worth the money they're throwing at it. Obviously, we're going to see Halo 5, which, I have to be honest, I feel the hype for the franchise might be dying a bit. Not because people don't love it, but because people don't trust Microsoft or 343 Industries anymore. Halo 4 had a very mixed reaction, while the Master Chief Collection was, and still to this day, is a total disaster. I'm no fan of Halo, but with so many years out of the spotlight combined with some questionable recent releases, makes me wonder how many people will be lining up for this one. Microsoft will pimp it out like there's no tomorrow, so expect to see plenty of mainstream coverage of it regardless. Gears of War Remastered was leaked, and I expect a full blowout at the show, though the footage that got leaked out looked a bit underwhelming to me. Remasters are cool, but I think we are all getting a bit tired of them at this point. I don't expect to see much in the way of Crackdown, but I could be wrong. I am very hopeful that this is the year for Platinum Games is scale-bound to shine, and could easily steal the show for me. Hideki Kamiya in a big-budget action title is all that really needs to be said. Max seems dead sure this is some sort of online multiplayer game, and I really hope not. There's plenty of other multiplayer games to go around. I have no interest in Kamiya's talents being diverted to that. As for actual surprises, I'm sure Microsoft has something up their sleeve. They shocked everyone with Ori last year, but really could have spent a lot more time on that than most of their other stuff. If you've been following the industry, then you probably know that Phantom Dust is completely dead at this point, and Microsoft killed it themselves. Sadly, the report of the game's demise is not any sort of anomaly within the game industry, and especially not with Microsoft. Despite being in this race for 15 years, this is still a company that has absolutely no clue on how video games are actually made. The big argument to all this is, of course, Phil Spencer, and I have friends even within the company that sing the man's praises, but at the end of the day, we still have cancellations and projects being passed on because they can't see how these titles would sell because they're not like all the other big sellers. The PlayStation 4 has long established what console is in charge this generation. But if Microsoft wants to steal some thunder, it needs to keep pumping out unique, original content that not only can you not get on PlayStation 4, but that you can't get anything else like it. Killer Instinct is a fantastic game, and has done an admirable job of making people want the system. However, with titles like Street Fighter V and Guilty Gear Xrd being console exclusive to Sony, it softens the want for a cool, unique fighter. Microsoft is going to throw more big money around for games like Titanfall and Tomb Raider, but reality is, people got Black Ops 3 and Uncharted to fill those voids on PS4. I really hope Scalebound is something great, and that Rare is making a real game again. It's stuff like that may not turn the tide for Microsoft, but could go a long way into evening the playing field. So in short, I predict big blowouts for Halo 5, Gears Remastered, and Tomb Raider, and hope to see some nice reveals on Scalebound and Rare. Let me know what you guys predict, and I'll see you in the next video. Later, dudes!